Oh my God, did my mom really?
What'd she do?
Yes, mom, I will accept you on Snapchat.
No, no, no.
Why is that a negative thing about your mom having Snapchat?
It's not that it's a negative thing, it's just that if I
It's super
post something
normal.
remotely kind of
Ah,
bad, I get a phone call and
nah.
it's like, mom,
Now I understand.
I'm a 23-year-old man. Um, I'm gonna post me eating some titties or something. You know, like you're just gonna have to deal with it, bro. You're gonna add me. You're gonna get me eating some titties on there. Nah, it's just like so. My mom doesn't like
I get
me.
what you're trying to say.
Okay, thank God.
I've been through that. Not my mother, so to speak, but you know.
Okay. So you kind of get the gist then.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. It's just it's yeah. That's just the way it is.
Jose, we gotta go to Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Do it when you bounce. Dude, how many points did we get out for that? I got 14
I
points.
got 14.
Fuck.
Oh, I forgot to ask both of you. What do you guys think about this talk of impeachment of Donald Trump?
Um, I'm not too sure, honestly. It's at the same time being a Mexican or a Latino in America, it it makes me okay. So first of all, of course, being a Latino and a Mexican, and the thing that's happening with ICE and all that, I hate it. I hate it, and it's there's a lot of arguments saying that like, what if I've had this one person come up to me and tell me, what if your daughter was going to college and she got grade A's, and instead of her getting a scholarship, an illegal immigrant who applied for the Dream Act got that scholarship instead of your daughter? Would you be mad? And at the same time, it's like, I think I would get mad if my daughter worked hard every year and instead of she getting a scholarship, somebody else got a scholarship. And then it makes sense like that, but at the same time, it's you got to feel bad for everything that's happening. There's a lot of kids that are getting their parents separated from them, or there's a bunch of kids that were born in Mexico at the age of 1 and moved a couple of weeks later after being born in Mexico, and they get sent back to Mexico. They have no idea where they're at, dude. They're Americans. They've been here their entire lives just because they were born in Mexico, and then weeks later they moved to America. You know, they know everything American. They don't know nothing else. It's see, that's the only thing I know about. I don't keep up with politics. I don't keep up with news to see what else Trump's doing. I know Trump's a businessman, so he knows how to make great decisions when it comes with money and us being in debt with everything in poverty. I feel like Donald Trump can do something about that. But then if you look at our Vice President Mike Pence, if Donald Trump gets impeached, then we have Mike Pence, and I don't know because I haven't really read up on it, but I heard Mike Pence is even worse than Donald Trump. And if Mike Pence becomes president, then we're just even more fucked. We're just getting a greater evil into our thing again. And because of us hating Donald Trump for everything he's doing, we might just have a greater evil come out.
Yeah.
Are you gonna
So
bounce it?
yeah, I got him. I ended up killing him.
A first kill, euphoric yet fleeting.
So yeah, so there's a lot of people that hate Donald Trump and want to get Donald Trump impeached. But I'm thinking that if we do that, then we might just have a greater evil, which is Mike Pence, and we might have just been better off with Donald Trump for the last couple of months into the new, what is it, the elections. We probably could have just dealt with him a couple of more months, have somebody else elected, and not have Mike Pence as president. Because what I hear is that this guy isn't that good, and he's probably even more worse than Donald Trump. Yeah. So, but I don't know, dude. There's a lot of things that comes up with Donald Trump, that he's a rapist, that he even raped his ex-wife and his current wife. And one, he's not really Oh shit, we're on the banner.
Yeah.
And that he's not really respectable towards women. He treats them like a piece of meat. And like, don't get me wrong, every man at a young age, teenagers, they see girls as nothing but to, like, something to hit on or have sex with. And when you get older, you kind of grow out of that. For example, me, God blessed me with a daughter, so now I don't see girls as something that you have to conquer. I see girls as something that you need to protect now. I have a daughter, and if a guy like me ever went into my daughter's life, oh shit, dude, I hope she's smart enough, or I hope I beat his ass before something. But it's sad for a man the age of Donald Trump to be still thinking like that, thinking that girls are just a piece of meat, the property, and he can grab them whenever he wants. And because he's rich, he thinks that he's above the law. And now that he's president, he probably thinks that even more of himself.
Yeah, it looks like it, honestly, the way he speaks and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So, when it comes to the way he is, not giving a fuck, and you know what? He was smart about it when in the elections. There's a lot of racism in America. And I think the reason why Trump won was not because Trump is actually... I don't think Trump is racist. I think Trump just played the system. He played America. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of racist people in America. There's probably more racist people than actual non-racist people, I guess you could say. And when it comes to it, all Trump had to do was play the race card. Act like he was racist and act like all of this. And because he acted like that, people voted for him. A lot of white people that were racist towards blacks and Mexicans, they voted for him because he was saying all the right things they wanted to hear was, oh, we don't want Mexicans and all of this and all of that. So he ended up getting all those votes, that mad votes of people that wanted to vote for him because he was playing that race card, I guess. And
yeah, I know what they're speaking of.
Yeah,
it's
so,
like the same thing in Sweden. Like, people are turning to racism and like the Aryan nation and everything like that
yeah.
because of our influx of immigrants.
Oh, really? You guys have an influx of immigrants over there?
Yeah,
So-
man, we take in more people than we can, honestly. I have lived in Sweden all my life. I was born here, raised here. But it's harder for me to find somewhere to live and get work because of immigrants, because they are prioritized.
See, I think that's
And not
everywhere.
me.
I think even America. But I'm not trying to shit on anybody that's white or Caucasian in any way. But I seen a picture on Facebook, and you see a white man on the side of the freeway asking for a handout, asking for money for food. But then when you see the next picture, you see a Mexican at the end of a freeway trying to clean your windows or trying to sell something. I got somebody right here, Matt. So it's like if Mexicans who aren't born here don't have money and they don't have a job, but they're finding a way to do something for a little bit of money, and then you see a white man at the edge of a freeway doing nothing at all, asking for money, asking for a free handout. It's like, what the hell? You're shitting on a Mexican. He doesn't have a job. You don't have a job. But for some reason, he's still able to try to make money for his family. And
Yeah, man.
it's like they're trying to shit on my culture because what we're taking your jobs. Well, we don't have jobs most of the time, and we're still finding a way to get money. We're still finding a way to, instead of being home, we're at the side of freeways trying to clean your windshields. We're trying to sell roses to you, and it's like, you know, like at least we're trying to do something different. And and then Trump saying that Mexicans are rapists, that's kind of far fetched, dude. There's a lot of rapists, and it's not all just Mexicans. And when you, it's I don't want to get all into it and seem like I'm an asshole or I'm racist to whites or
No,
whatever.
man, no, man. It's your opinion, man. You have your. It's in your right to have your own opinion,
No, of course.
and you're supposed to use. You're supposed to be able of speaking about it.
It is. Oh, hold on. Let me go check on Baby Jam real quick. I think she's waking up or something. She's restless. I'll be right back.
Yep. Let's see here. Matthew, are you still here?
Yeah.
What do you think about the entire situation?
I don't know, man. Honestly, it's basically what Jose said. Somewhat, it's just like, I don't like him. You know what I mean? Just because, Mexican and all that, but I see it kind of a different way. But I also see it the way that he's seeing it too. So,
So yeah, I don't really try to get into it, dude, because you could say one wrong thing and be looked at differently here. If you voice your opinion, especially here or in a group of people, even like I'm saying I'm a YouTuber right now. I only have 200 subscribers, which barely, out of those 200, maybe 10 or maybe 5 or 10 actually watch my videos. Actually on my live stream, and the other 180, 110, or 190, it's whatever. But if I had the whole 200 subscribers constantly watching my videos and live streams and realizing what I say, I know there's a couple that will get hurt. There's a couple that will be offended by what I say, and I will be classified as whatever they want to classify me at. That's why most famous YouTubers that have a lot of subscribers, they don't voice their opinion because it will hurt them. But even me at a 200 subscriber count, I really don't care. But if it does hurt, then it hurts. But like you said, is my opinion. I can voice it, but then I have the fair chance of being classified as whatever, as that I'm okay with illegals taking my jobs, or. And then you got to think about it. Immigrants come from all types of the world. Oh shit! Hold on. Oh shit, hold on. They're fighting somebody. They're right here, dude.
oh, I see them. Whoa, way back. Hey, there's a Pathfinder that came on.
Let's try to get on top of the roof, Matt, and let's try to throw your Nox grenades on them.
Here it is.
Got him again, bro. Okay, what was I saying before I got really interrupted by these guys?
Like, almost like reputation type talk, like if you're mentioning something people might be hurt and all.
Yeah, I was on a roll though for sure. Knocked one, Matt.
We've lost one.
Open intelligence.
Pity.
He's upstairs. He's upstairs.
I downed an adversary.
Nice, good shit, dude.
I have a teammate's banner.
Oh, this is bad.
One minute until the nearby ring.
Okay, so I was just saying, I remember now. And the thing is that I hate the news, dude. When you hear the news about America and illegal immigrants, it's funny that the news is only attacking Mexican immigrants.
Rings nearby.
Illegal Mexican immigrants only. And the fucked up thing is that what about every other illegal immigrant? Why does the news only attack Mexicans? There's a bunch of immigrants. Jonathan, you can come over to America and be considered an immigrant. Why aren't they talking about Swedish immigrants, Irish
Yeah, that's
immigrants, Arabic, Muslim Arab immigrants? They don't talk
Italian
about any,
ones.
yeah, all types of immigrants. Why does the news
Like the
const-
40s, all
Yeah.
the Italians who went to America.
Exactly, every single immigrant. Why aren't they talking about them? Why is it only about Mexicans for? We're not the only immigrants. Well, I'm not saying I'm an immigrant, but I'm saying that Mexicans aren't the only immigrants in America taking your jobs. There's other immigrants out there, other races that are taking your jobs. Why are you, the news, and everybody else attacking only the Mexican immigrants? And that's what gets me mad the most. And I don't understand why they do that.
I think it's because don't take this the wrong way, but Mexicans are probably easy picking if you're
It's
trying to
easy
say.
picking because Donald Trump makes it that way. Donald Trump wants to deport Mexicans. And then again, Mexicans have been the worst throughout the whole history of America during the late 50s and 60s. When it came to marijuana, they were doing propaganda on Mexicans that only Mexicans smoked marijuana and that they were going to take their daughters away from them. So we were already being singled out even back
Targeted.
then. Yeah, targeted back then. And it's amazing that even back then we're being targeted for that only Mexicans use marijuana and that we would take your daughters away from you. Fuck me. Matt, don't worry about me. Just throw your gases and keep them away from me. I can revive myself. Just oh fuck no, it's possible. It was the last squads, dude. We should have played it smart.
It's a similar situation back here in Sweden, not about Mexicans but Muslims from the Middle East, because we have a lot of Muslims from the Middle East, like coming here for some reason. Why, I don't know. And they are the ones being targeted when everything is about rape, because it is mostly them. Because according to Muslim culture and religion, you're supposed to fear God's laws more than man-made laws. So you're supposed to fear God more than man. So I'm not saying that they are allowed to rape, but that is what they basically are. Because I grew up with Muslims all around me, because I lived in that kind of a neighborhood where there were a lot of Muslims, and they told me exactly that they're in their religion, they are supposed to fear God more than man, so to speak.
Yeah, of course. Hey Matt,
And
go to
that-
my live stream real quick and watch, dude. I can't get out of the menu.
Oh, no,
Alright. Keep going, Jonathan. Sorry.
No, it wasn't really more I had to say about it, but you mentioned rape before. Sweden is the country in Europe with the most rape victims and rape overall.
That's nuts. Yeah. Oh, did Matt get off? I think Matt had to get off, probably for something. Yeah, but when it comes to that, it's kind of annoying that the news and everybody attacks only Mexican immigrants when there's a bunch of immigrants out there in the world. It's not just Mexicans. and that's saying that Mexicans are rapists, and which everybody rapes in the world, dude. There's all race rapes. It's not just the Mexican race, and that's what kind of ticks me off about it. And then even with the vape crisis that's happening in America, it's fucked up that over 450,000 Americans die from cigarettes each year, but in the past 5 years, there's been 5 deaths related to vapes. That's literally a death a year, and the government wants to investigate in that. It's amazing that these tobacco companies will pay the government officials to keep tobacco legal, to keep cigarettes legal, because these tobacco companies are willing to pay these officials to keep it legal and legal inside America. And vape companies aren't. Vape companies aren't gonna pay officials to keep this shit legal. They're like, we're even like the same thing with marijuana, with cannabis. Cannabis companies, cannabis people aren't gonna pay taxes on it. They're not gonna pay officials to make this legal, to keep it legal, to keep it in the works. Or vape companies. The only companies that are willing to do that is tobacco, is cigarettes, that make 450,000 people die each year. And it's even, honestly, cigarettes are more addicting than anything else. I've talked to people who do all types of drugs, and they said they rather quit everything else and they would rather keep cigarettes in their lives. And it's amazing that somebody who smokes marijuana and dabs and does all types of things, they rather do that than smoke a they rather smoke a cigarette than do any of that. And for marijuana to be categorized as a category 1, I forgot what it's called, a category 1 drug right next to meth, or next to heroin, I'm sorry, blows my mind. They're trying to say that heroin and meth have the same that they have the same addiction levels, that if you get addicted to marijuana, you're most likely to be able to get addicted to heroin, and that it will be harder for you to get off of them. And that's not it. I've seen somebody who smoked weed for years on end and quit the next day and haven't touched it for years. But you can't find somebody who's done heroin even for 4 or 5 days and try to stop. It's impossible for them to do it. And they're trying to say that marijuana and heroin are the same thing. Blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, man.